Alright, what is up, guys? Shane here with Paper and Diamond Hands, trading and investing. We're getting ready for our power hour, last hour of the market here. Three minutes to go till our last hour. Still checking out our stocks. Still trying to see if we can win with SNDL. We've barcoded like almost all day. We had a little bit of a dip and a little bit of a gain earlier. If you watched my show, pre-market into the first hour of trading, we had a little bit of fight up and down, and then we've barcoded since 10:40 market time, and we are just fighting, trying to get up. Our volume's really low today. We're down to 66 million. We're gonna pop into the SNDL live chat here and just put up that we are streaming the power hour of SNDL in on the fun. All right, so we got our stream going again. Let's take a look here and see what we can see. I can never find my post because it just vanishes with me. Let's get back into our daily discussion here. There we are. Streaming the power hour. All right, make sure that is the right link. Let's see if we can get a few more people on board. Try and jump in here, get some discussion going with SNDL. See how the end of the day makes out. End of the day, always exciting, lots of fun. We're trying, we're fighting, we're up 4%. You know what? Even if it closed right now, it's a win. We're doing good. We're making some money here. Just gonna pop on to Reddit here under the SNDL forums. Just let people know that we are back up to discuss SNDL and watch kind of the last hour. So we'll see how many people we can get going in the channel, get a discussion going. We're gonna check out some other stocks too. We got tons of stocks to look at for the last hour. We'll go through it all. If anybody has any questions, comments, anything they want to throw in with the channel, let me know. We're gonna go in and we're going to look at everything, anything. We're going to answer questions, comments. I'm hoping to get some conflicting views, right? Ray Dalio always says, you want to be successful, take the smartest people that disagree with you and put them in a room with you. So we're going to try and do that. We're going to bounce up and down, why these stocks should go up, why they should go down, or maybe they'll just barcode like our SNDL loves to do to us. So we'll see how everything goes. Just posting a couple more links in Reddit here to try and get a little more people in on the discussion, so we can get some good thoughts in here, get some more energy into the channel, get this channel out there. Let's take a look here. All right, so we're gonna pull up kind of how most of the stocks we're watching are doing today. So we got SNDL. We are up 3.5% to just over $1.06, bouncing between $1.06 and $1.07. Tilray is down 2.2%. Usually we mirror them. We're in the exact opposite of them today, which is awesome. That means we're getting a few bucks over to the SNDL side. AMC just holding the line. It's up 1.4%. Man, these guys, they're just like, it went into the red here, and they just refuse to give up, man. They're the apes of AMC. Kudos to them. Just fighting hard to keep that stock up. GME back in the green as well, 1.1%. They're up. BlackBerry's up 1.5%. Wish is still struggling a bit, down 6.4%. SPCE down 1.33%. That's our big long-term hold. Love Virgin Galactic. I'm sticking with them to the end. We got our CLF up 4%, not doing too bad. Clean Fuels down 2.3%. Our AMD is just kind of going sideways and then down a little bit, down 0.5%. On track, we are up 2.6%, not looking too bad. Clover is taking another swing here, up 5.5%. As you can see here, huge gap up on Tuesday, from Monday to Tuesday, blasting up. Trying to keep that momentum going. I got our ZOM down 1% today, going kind of flat for the most part. Nokia just barely holding the green, 0.18, and we got our Finvolution group at 0.62%. It's trying to make a comeback. It was down pretty pretty decently. Got down to 790 for the day, and it's trying to come back. All right, back onto SNDL. I got 6,488 buy orders to 6,833 sell orders. So buyers and sellers are pretty much both locked. Buyers are saying, you know what, I'm not giving you more than $1.06, and sellers saying, oh, that's fine, but I'm not selling to you for more than $1.07. So they are just locked in tight, holding side to side. Not a lot of volume on the last little bit here. RSI 51.8%. It's pretty much just neck and neck. Usually with SNDL, one side will break, and the last couple days it's been breaking to go down. So we don't want that. We want to make sure that we're going to stay in the green today. So we got a 10,000 share position in SNDL, which we've been holding since $1.20. And we got a nice position in SPCE for trading, 160 shares there as well. Got in a little high with them, 36.88, but we did manage to buy and sell yesterday some SPCE, made some money. SPCE, that $35 mark, they don't want to go too far from that, so they're 34.70 back up. We're about to break 35 again with SPCE by the looks of it. Doing pretty good. Let's check out our multi-view here, see how we're doing for volume. AMC, 173 million shares traded, up 8.8% now. They're just fighting, trying to keep it up, trying to keep it going. GME still in the green, up 1.4%. Wish is down 5.7. BlackBerry 0.6, just trying to keep it in the green. On track, down 3%. So like a lot of these companies are just clawing. AMC is making another nice little run here. You can kind of see we got a nice little, almost a hammer doji there, big engulfing candle, and then kind of coming back down. Another great big kind of bull flag. Not a lot of consolidation, but going sideways, coming up a bit. AMC just fighting back and forth, trying to keep that in the green. I mean, kudos to all the apes at AMC, trying to keep that streak going, because there's a lot of bag holders up around the $50, $60, $70 range that are like, hey man, like help, we're stuck here. So good on them to try and keep that stock going up. Volume really picking up, 174 million. GME up 1.3%, keeping it going, 13 million volume. Like man, it's just a fight here. Let's get back onto SNDL here. We're at 67 million, pretty low volume for the day. Average volume is 248 million, not huge volume. Starting to get a little more sell order pressure than buy orders. We got 7,900 sell orders and 6,500 buy orders. We're trying to keep it in the green. We got 3% at $1.06. Even if we ended at $1.06, that would be a win for us. Up an extra 3%, I'll take it. If you could do that, 2 out of 3 days of the week, you'd be looking pretty good. Sell order pressure's coming up again. 8,000 orders. Oh, we gotta hold the line here. We got 55 minutes to go. We need to get some more buyers in there. We had some really good buying pressure this morning, followed by a quick sell-off. You can kind of see here, we shot up to $1.08. We had a big volume spike. What was it, right around here? Yeah, just a nice big volume spike, and then we had a great big sell-off, so it kind of pushed it back down, and then we started barcoding our $1.06, $1.07. We had a bunch of volume pushing it back down again earlier this morning. If you're tuned into the channel, we were just fighting tooth and neck. It just touched $1.04, and then we got a nice big order of buying as well. Pushed it up to that $1.05, $1.06. Fought there for about 15-20 minutes. We finally pushed it back up, and then for the day we've just been barcoding between $1.06 and $1.07. We're looking for the breakout. We got 54 minutes left in the market. SNDL does this every day. We get a barcoding, and then we get a breakout, either up or down for the day. Hopefully, the last 2 days we've ended up breaking down, but hopefully we can have an up day where maybe we get up to $1.10, $1.13, seeing a good chunk of resistance, $1.14-ish area. So I don't know if we're going to get that high, but even if we could get a little over $1.10, $1.11, that would be awesome. So we'll kind of see see how things are going to go here. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, if there's a stock you want to look at, let me know. I'll pull it up. We'll go through it. We can go through it kind of from a quick standpoint, or we can even do a fundamental analysis if there's a particular company that you're interested in. I originally started doing fundamental analysis, but meme stocks are just so popular right now. There's so much energy, so much movement that we've been kind of focusing on that. I'll just put a quick comment in here. If there's any stocks you'd like to see or go through, let me know. Awesome. So yeah, we'll get that in there. You guys have any questions or anything? Well, I'd like to get a discussion going, so we're trying to get the channel out there a little more, get things popping a bit. Let's take a look here. We got our SPCE. Make sure all these tags match here. GME, like AMC is just giving her 9.4%. Another hammer doji with a little bit of a volume spike in the next tick. Candle up. Just buyers and sellers fighting back and forth, trying to get it up. GME up 1.3% for the day. Every victory, however small, is a good victory. SNDL, man, we're getting 5,300 sell orders, 6,000 to 1,700 buy orders. We're getting some good pressure for SNDL. Unfortunately, to break out in its normal pattern at the end of the day, which it just did, $1.05 to $1.06 now. It seems to do this every day. We barcode all day, and then the sellers win. It would be nice to get a day where the buyers win here. So yeah, $1.05, $1.06. Some support at $1.05. We've got 3,500 buy orders at $1.05, and then 2,300 sell orders. We just broke under $1.06. SNDL has a habit of doing this the last few days. We'll barcode, and then either the buyers or the sellers are going to win. The sellers kind of pushed it down to that $1.05, $1.06 area. So now we're fighting in between there. We got some decent support at $1.05, pushing up. Let's take a quick peek at all of our stocks in general here. So SNDL, we're up 2%. Tilray still down 2.2%. Let me make sure this is refreshed here. There we go. Tilray 1.3. I'm just gonna refresh all these, make sure we are getting up-to-date information. There we go. Make sure we're checking all of our watch list today. All right, so AMC up 9.5% for the day, looking good. Volume still over average volume, 176 million, so it's getting a lot of attention. It's getting a lot of push in there. GME up 1.58%, over average volume again. Blackberries over average volume, up 0.4%. Wish way over average volume, but still down 6.5%. They had a decent run. Started Tuesday, kind of into Wednesday, and they've just been kind of fading out a little bit since then. SPCE, we're just fighting at that $35 range, trying to hold on. Down 1.2%, and then we have our CLF is up 4.66. CLNE down 2%. AEMD, it's just been a painful decline. We had a great big gap up open of Wednesday, and unfortunately it's just been kind of going down from there. Went up 400% at one point, so it's bound to get a pullback. That makes sense, right? On track, down 3.5%. Cloves up 4%. Got our ZOMs just a little in the red at 0.2, 0.3. Nokia's down 0.5%, and Fin is up 2.6%. Oh man, let's go SNDL. Decent bit of buy pressure to sell pressure. RSI is down a bit, but popping back. Like, this stock just loves to die at the end of the day. I don't know why. It is terrible. What can we do? All right. Let's get this going. Want to try and get a few more people in here. See if we can have some fun. There go. Boom. Get this rolling. Yeah, we're still fighting at $5, $6, but we're losing a little bit of our buy support here. RSI is way down, 32%. Not looking good. Like I said, 2 days in a row we've shot up, barcoded, and then at the end of the day we just come down. It seems to be kind of the common theme for SNDL lately. We need way more volume. We're only at 71 million volume. It's been going down every day, so the stock's starting to lose a bit of interest, unfortunately. But yeah, here's to trying, right? Or even if we ended right now, we're still up 2%. We're up 2 to 3 cents, so it wouldn't be a terrible end of the day. But that volume just keeps decreasing day over day. Stock's starting to lose interest, and that's what we don't want, right? If we want to get this stock pushed up, we need big interest in it, big volume, get some nice buy spikes in, and kind of go from there. But, overall, we had a high of $1.08, and we just dipped down. If you were in the morning show with me, we just dipped down to $1.04, so we fluctuated about 4 cents for the day. Our main bar coding between $1.06 and $1.07. Let me know in the comments, guys, if there's any other stocks you want to take a quick peek at. We can look at volume, we can look at our technical indicators, kind of see where maybe that stock's heading in the next day or so, and just kind of get some discussions going on here. AMC up 10% now. Man, they're not giving up without a fight. They are pushing that stock up. GME up 1.8. Both of these stocks are just fighting. AMC is at 178 million volume. GME about 13.4. They're just trying to get that going, trying to get that win in. Like, good on the guys, good on the ape army there for giving her. Definitely getting a lot more attention than the clown army of SNDL, as it's called. I got a 10,000 share position in there myself, looking to get that up. Man, AMC 10.4. Like, you can see a nice hammer doji right here, followed by an increase in volume. Good little technical indicator for trading. That's coming up. Nice big candle. So we got a higher high and a higher low. And again, we got a higher low. Didn't quite get a higher high, but now we're shooting up there again. So the buyers and sellers are fighting. SNDL, we got 3,550 buy orders at $1.05 and 2,823 orders at $1.06. So we're trying to see if that buy pressure can push us back into the $1.06, $1.07. But the last couple of days, unfortunately, we've been barcoding, and then we have a little fight at the end of the day, and the sellers have been winning, generally shooting us down a couple cents by the end of the day. Let's pull up our 5-day chart here, and you can kind of see, we'll have a good strong open, we'll barcode pretty hard, and then down we go, and then it kind of closes down. We'll have a little gap up, and we'll end up down. We'll barcode again. So this is for Thursday, and then a drop at the end of the day. Same with today. We shot up, came down a bit, went up, got our barcode pattern, went sideways, and then again, now we're shooting down. We're down a cent here. So hopefully we don't just keep repeating the same pattern day in and day out. Hopefully we get something like on Monday here where we kind of barcoded and then ended up 1 cent higher. Not a huge gain, but hey, we'll take every penny we can get, with the stock around $1.05. So that's kind of our hopes here. But pretty much every day we get a nice gap up. Like, it's almost turning into a consistent pattern where in the morning, if you were to day trade this, you could jump on with that morning momentum and do a quick little day trade, right? You can see here we got a gap. Just opens up, nice gap. It kind of hits the high for the day. And again, gap up. And then again here, I got a new day. Gaps up at the start of the day. We did have a gap down day on the 4th, I believe. And then again, the next day, gap up. The next day, gapped up. The next day, up. Like, it opens so strong. It has such good momentum at the opens. But then we just kind of settled down a bit, and then we end up barcoding for the day. So it's almost a decent day trade to do at the very open, right? If you didn't have any stock in any price, you're just kind of holding cash, or if you hold it until the next morning, and then if you were to sell it at the gap up at the start of the day, you can make a few bucks there, and then as it comes down in barcodes, you could re-enter your position a bit cheaper. It just seems to be the pattern over and over with SNDL. Oh, we just got our white dots here. I have to make a new chart for that. But yeah, it's just, we just keep repeating these same patterns, which is good for trading if you can kind of get in on what the trend is, right? Trend's your friend. And it just seems to be trending the same way each day. Let's try and see. We're hoping to get a little bit of an upswing. Come on, do you know what SNDL is? Let's go. There we go. All right, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh, I don't know why it keeps turning my charts into a bunch of white dots. All right, we'll turn SPCE into a 2-hour SNDL so we can keep that going. There we go. And we'll make sure we set this right. Perfect. Just push this over here and we'll get rid of the old one. There we go. SNDL. Let's get this up for 1 day and shrink it a bit. Still fighting at $1.05, $1.06. Trying to get it going. We are struggling. Michelle, looks like SNDL just paced with the overall flat market today. I'm okay with that. Looking forward to seeing what Monday brings. Me too. It's always nice over the weekend to kind of settle down and let things kind of iron out a bit. Think about your plays. Think about how things are going. Even if it closed now at $1.05, $1.06, like we're still up 3%. Like a 3% gain on a stock in a day is great. Because of a lot of the meme stocks lately and whatnot, people are starting to think if you're not up 10%, it was a horrible day. Like these small gains over time add up to big gains, and we're still holding that dollar line. Like we have not given up the $1 line. This will be the 9th day now, as long as it still holds good. This will be the 9th day that we just refuse to go under $1, which is nice because each day that we do that, we're building a stronger and stronger support for the stock. If we can build this huge support line of $1, then it's easy for people to come in and to buy, either to average down, to put more money into the stock, get new buyers in, get some institutions in. When people start to realize, like, hey, this stock's, it's got a really good support line at $1. There's a good chance that my money's half decently safe at $1. So if we can kind of get that support line to just keep strong at $1, then people think, oh, okay, well, we're at $1, we can only kind of move up from there or move down to $1 at the most. So if you bought into the stock at $1.03, you're not super worried about going under that support line. So yeah, thanks for the comment there. Is it Michael or Michelle? There's the French one and the non-French one. So it just depends how to pronounce that there. Do you have a particular buy-in amount that you went in at, or a particular amount of shares you bought? Like I'm in right now I got 10,000 shares in at $1.20. So I bought in earlier in the week when it looked like it might take a run, but ended up going in the other direction, and I didn't set a stop loss. All right, so Michael then, right? All right, Michael. So yeah, we didn't set a. Yeah, I didn't set a stop loss, and then I ended up working. I didn't have reception, and yeah, the stock kind of tanked that day. And unfortunately, it kind of took me down a little bit with it. But like in the long-term prospects, I'm not super worried about it because it is a decent company. I've traded in marijuana stocks now for a little while. I started with Aurora Cannabis in Canada when it was starting to come up. got in there around 850 adjusted for splits, and then yeah, it shot up to like $10, 10.50, and then unfortunately came crashing down. So the weed stocks have been really good for getting in on momentum investments, but unfortunately they've had a little bit of trouble with getting profitability going. So, you know, they got this great idea, great concept, weed's legalized, this is great, you know, and they're opening stores and they're putting in all these cool products, and then people go in to, you know, to buy. You get like this small, almost a niche market that goes in to buy, and then they look at the price and they're like, oh man, like it's a hefty price, and then plus there's a lot of taxes on top of that. So people can still source, you know, legal weed from you know, like your retail seller, I guess you would say, for like a third of the cost. So I know a lot of these marijuana companies have been really struggling with just getting into profitability, you know, not just having revenue but having some actual earnings, because people still aren't really sourcing it from these businesses. The fundamentals look sound for SNDL. I'm just wondering what they plan on doing with all the cash they're sitting on. I think right now, a lot of people were upset about them diluting shares, which as a shareholder you generally are, because you're like, oh, you just gave out a bunch more of my shares and sold them. But you got to remember, you got to think as an owner. You're an owner of the company. Your company sold a bunch of shares at a high price and brought a bunch of cash into your company. So now your company has a pile of cash. So now that SNDL has you know, practically no debt and all of this cash, well, they could either look at doing some acquisitions. They could look at maybe opening up another area to grow more, depending on what the supply demand is as it legalizes in the United States. Like a lot of people think it's probably going to go into an acquisition, you know, picking up another small company. They could also sit on this cash and do, you know, some decent work with it, and they don't need to worry as it grows. They just have a nice nest egg or a nice war chest of money to keep growing the company. Another thing, if for some reason the company were to, you know, say tank down to, you know, 50, 60 cents or whatnot, they could actually start buying back those shares. So they diluted them at a pretty decent price and got all that money. And then if the stock does come down, they can rebuy those shares, and they're effectively trading their own shares, right? They're selling high and then buying low. And another thing I think that they want to use that money for too is if they go under $1, usually the SEC will give you, I believe it's a 90-day warning. So say they went down to 99 cents and 96, 95, the SEC will say, hey, you got 90 days to bring your average stock price over $1 or you're going to get delisted. Now it's terrible for companies to get delisted, because then you can't get as much, you know, people involved, as much buying power, as much momentum in it. So if you get delisted, you're in trouble. Like if you still own the stock, you can still sell it through pink sheets or over the counter, but then you don't have the same access to it, right? Like I could click a button and buy or sell 10,000 shares. That's gone if you get delisted. So I think they might even take some of that money just in case for some reason it breaks under that dollar support. Then they can rebuy some of their shares, and they can help kind of, you know, keep it over $1, because companies do not want to go over $1. The same thing happened with Aurora Cannabis in 2008. They went up, like I said, I bought around $8.50. They went up to $10, and then they came down, and they went under $1. And what they did, what they did was they actually did a 12-for-1 share split. So if you had 120 shares, now you had 10 shares. And then by doing that, they brought the price up 12 times, and then the price kind of came down a bit more after that. So it's companies do not want to get delisted. It's bad PR. It's bad just all around, unless you want to take the company private, which maybe they'll do one day, or maybe somebody will come in and do a hostile takeover in which they would buy our shares at an inflated price, which we could profit off of as well. Did you get a decent position in SNDL, Michael, or what price did you get in at? Let's get rid of this one. This one's all messed up too, yeah. We only got one chart working good here. We are still fighting between $1.05 and $1.06. We're getting a little more buy pressure now. 38.96 buy orders to 18.92 sell orders. We have 34 minutes left in the market. We're trying to jump back into that $6, $7. We're trying to break the pattern. We have 2 days now where we've unfortunately we've barcoded and then we've shot down 2, 3, 4 cents at the end of the day. So we're trying to get rid of it. What do you think? Braden says, what do you think SNDL could look like next week? The problem we're having right now in the big picture is our volume is going down. So you can see here we've got 33 minutes left in the market and we're at 72.5 million volume. So if we look at our SNDL, our average volume is 246 million. When we were trading it a bit last week, we were getting up into like the 500 million mark. Like we were selling 500 million shares, back and forth. And when you're doing that, it's getting a lot of attention, it's getting a lot of pressure, and it was starting to shoot up. Right, we're starting to shoot up. We got up to I think $1.49 during the day at one point. And what's happening right now, Braden, is we're losing that volume, we're losing that interest. So I run Google Trends as well to try and see how stocks are trending. We got the past 7 days, so we had a pretty decent amount of interest this morning, and then for later in the day, not quite as much interest. Short interest is still fairly high. This is FINRA, it's a little out of date. But to answer your question more bluntly, I'm a little worried for SNDL right now because the volume is shrinking. And as the volume shrinks, it can become more susceptible to short trading because there's not a pile of people throwing money in, right? Michael got at $1.04 with 2,000 shares, looking to push a little further with 8K more shares. Yeah, now would be like looking at the larger chart. If we can hold support at a dollar, now would be a good time to jump in. The problem with this stock or any stock in particular is you need a catalyst. You need a reason for it to go up. So when you look at it, like for Braden, like what could it look like next week? Well, you got to think, why would it go up or why would it go down next week? Like what's going to drive it? For me, it's looking more on the downside because we're getting less and less volume. We're getting less and less interest. That being said, all it takes is SNDL to put out one positive post in the news or for another state to legalize, and then it could just shoot back up, right? That support is my concern. It seems like there's a bit of a fizzle. The last few days, yeah, there has been, like we've tested it a few times. You can kind of see, I think we got $1.03, I think was the lowest we got. So it is getting tested and we're just kind of bounce, and each bounce it's just not going up quite as high. So I'm a little worried about it myself, especially at the end of the day. We keep trending down and then we have a gap up at the start of the day. But the volume is the biggest concern for me. We're sitting at about a quarter of our average volume. So it's not getting as much love as maybe it should be. So if I was in your position, I could put an extra 8K shares. And I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice, but I would be a little leery as this volume dies. I'd almost want to wait till there's a catalyst, till they come out with an announcement. There's a press release about them. There's a rumor they might do an acquisition, or you get some more U.S. states legalizing, or the federal legalization starts to progress a little bit in the news. Like it needs a reason to rally and to come up. Michael, but then you look at the monthly versus the 5-day, and I see further growth. Let's pull up our monthly here. We went on a phenomenal run here, and a lot of people have been referring to let's bring it back a little further here, our cup and handle kind of pattern, right? So this is generally a bullish trend. You'll have a cup. Usually the cup itself takes like 3 months to form. We formed it in a bit of a month. So we got our cup here, and then we're just kind of forming our handle. So that's generally a bullish uptrend where you'll form the cup, you'll come down with the handle, and then it'll take off, right? Can it happen? Absolutely. Here, let's do our 6 month, and then kind of zoom in a little. You can kind of see the the cup a bit there. It's been forming since March. If you look at like a big cup, handle's obviously a little smaller, and then away we go. But the big spike we had was just a giant gap up and then huge buying pressure. So yeah, future growth, absolutely. Like there's, all in all, if you look at the company in the long term, the company itself has 49 cents per share in cash. So when you look at buying this company, say you're going to buy it for $1.05, well, as soon as you buy that share, every share you buy, you own 49 cents in cash. So if you bought the share, let's say $1.04 for ease of math, you're buying the company for 55 cents a share, because the other 49 cents is cash. Like you own that cash. When you buy into a company, you are an owner of that company. So then what happens is you get this nice little pile of cash with it. So you're only buying the company for 55 cents. So it's not a bad deal. Is SNDL worth 59 cents a share? That kind of comes to mind. Let's take a look here. The volume was the first thing I noticed. That's my biggest concern. Braden, I have extra money from swing trading AMC, and people keep talking about this penny stock. Yeah, I mean, this SNDL has been having a nice little run. I like trading stocks that have had a giant kind of uptick and then have come down and start to trend back up. That's one of my favorites. I did that with SPCE, with Virgin Galactic. I'm still holding shares in there. I bought in at $1.16. They're sitting at bought in at $16.51. They're at $35 today. And SNDL is another company just like that, right? Had a huge jump up, and then now they trend down a bit, and then can they go back up? Why should they go back up? So we're trying to, like to me, this stock could just take off any day. Like Monday, you could just get a bunch of buyers that are like, wow, this is really cheap. Like there's 49 cents a share in cash. We're buying the stock for, essentially 55 cents a share. And then they could just throw a few $1 million in. And then the stock has a nice uptrend. And then people start to notice this. It pops up on stock screeners. You get your day traders jumping in, your swing traders jumping in. And it just trends like crazy, right? Or Reddit could be like, hey, it's the number one shorted stock on Bloomberg terminal. Apparently, I haven't actually seen any evidence of that, but that's all it takes is something like that for a stock to just start jumping. So it's not super hard. I don't know why this is messing up like this. So yeah, it's not hard at all for it to take off, and then in the long term, it's just super cheap, right? Like I said, you're paying 51 cents a share for the company right now because of how much cash it has. Yeah, I've been wanting to day trade and swing trade AMC, but I'm just so paranoid of it right now, because like if you get stuck holding that stock, like AMC fundamentally is worth like $5 to $7. That's all the company's worth. But because it's a meme stock and people pump so much money into it, it's shot up to around $70. So I would love to day trade AMC, but I'm afraid if I did a trade and it went down, it would never come back up. But like kudos to the guys that are just giving her in AMC. I mean, they're up 12% for the day, 192 million volume. At GME, same thing. They're starting to come back a little bit, up 3%, 14 million volume. Like it's just, to me, it's so risky, but there's so much profit to be made as well, right? Like even this morning, if it's easy to look back and say, oh, I could have bought here and sold here, but it has this, up and down, and they're like big up and downs, just like a wave. And you could watch your RSI, right here, you could see it was being overbought, and just as it came down, you'd have a good indicator to sell. My friend told me I was crazy when I sold at $70 and now it's $48. I had a few friends on Facebook that were holding it. Like I had AMC at one point. I bought AMC at $5.50, and then it had a catalyst, it had a reason. They announced that theaters would be reopening, and they announced a day. I think this was near the second wave of the pandemic. And the stock shot up to like $7.70 or something. It eventually went up to $9. I sold it at seven something, and I made money. I bought it cheap. It had a catalyst. It went up. I sold. I took my profits. And then it just kind of went $9 and fluctuated. And then it went to $12. And then it had this huge run. And while it's having this run, when it was at $20, $30, I was like screaming at people. I'm like, sell it. Like, what? Sell it. What are you doing? Like take your profits. But then, you know, the whole meme stock, I didn't quite get it at first, but now I'm starting to see it's like it's just a community effort. It's just a pile of people getting together, having some fun, and, you know, pushing a stock and whatnot. But I feel like at this point, you know, the people own the float. I have a video that I posted, you know, hashtag we own the float. So there's not really anyone to short anymore. Like, people talk about, oh, there's the naked shorts and the other shorts and the floating shorts, and we gotta squeeze the squoze and the gamma squeeze. We need this squeeze before that squeeze. And I'm like, who are you squeezing? Like, so much of the company is owned by the people now. You're just squeezing any retail investors that are trying to short the stock. Like, I feel like most of these, well, they have almost all of the float. Like, where's the hedge funds they're talking about, right? Like, at first I get it. The hedge funds lost big money because they needed to cover their shorts. But like that, I feel like that's over. Like, I don't know who they're trying to make cover now. Like, I don't think there's a lot of big shorts out there anymore, you know, to jump the stock into the hundreds, into the thousands that everybody's talking about. Like, that time is over. If you look at a company like Clove, they made a hit on that on Tuesday, I believe. So this was a company where they actually hit actual shorts. Like, the company was heavily shorted and they hit them hard. It was Tuesday or Wednesday, I think Wednesday morning, or Tuesday morning, the 8th. You know, where they actually hit them, forced them to cover, which they did, and forced, you know, kind of kept it going, forced them to cover, and then sold for profits. That was it shorted, hit them, the stock went up 80%, they covered their shorts, they took their profits, they got out. Like, I feel like that's kind of gone with AMC now. Reddit Bull Eats Bear just said today was the 10-day for delisting. I thought it was Monday. Just said today was the 10th day for delisting. I thought it was Monday. You're talking about SNDL? Because they shouldn't be worried about delisting. They're still over $1. So I know when they do go under, it's the average price, at least to the best of my knowledge, it's the average share price needs to stay over $1. So even if they dipped under $1 and then came up to $1.03, well, their average price is still over $1. So they shouldn't really be threatening that. Well, hey, let's look it up, right? We're a community. Let's learn together. Let's make sure. So let's see. What does it take to get delisted from the SEC? Maybe delisted as a result of failing to meet the company's laundry list of requirements. So I'm trying to see if I can find the financial. Yeah, here we go. What happens when a stock falls below $1 on the NASDAQ? After the initial listing, if a stock's average closing price over any 30 consecutive, so in a row, days falls below $1, the stock is subject to delisting from the New York Stock Exchange. This average closing price equals the sum of 30 consecutive closing prices divided by 30. So yeah, SNDL, like, they were under $1 a while ago. So if let's look at, because it is over a 30-day period, but like it's saying, it's consecutive. So yeah, they were under $1 for a bit till May 25th, let's say. May 25th on, they've been up. So it's almost around half the month they were under $1, but just kind of barely under $1. But like it says here, I don't see why they would delist, right? Like, average closing price over any 30 consecutive, so it has to be every day under $1, every day under $1. Trading falls below $1, the stock is subject to delisting. So then it's taking the average closing price, so the closing price each day, not the open, and it equals the sum of 30 consecutive closing prices. So if you took the 30 consecutive closing prices, like you're going to get from this over $1 from here. So what are we at? May 30th on, they're over $1. So I don't see why that would be an issue with them, because you need consecutive days, right? I mean, maybe if we go back a little further, there will be a period where so here, if we went from, May 30th to April 4th, we had a good chunk in here, but they broke over $1 here as well. So these are closing prices. So you'd have to go from here then. So from April 20th to May 28th. So they could have got squeezed in there for delisting, because they were 30 consecutive days closing under $1. But the last month, we've been doing fine. So I don't see why they would be in threat of delisting right now, as long as they hold over that $1, right? If they get that period where they go under again, then they can delist. That's only one of the requirements, of course. There's a whole bunch of other requirements too. Yeah, delisting, good or bad. Yeah, huge resources on the internet for a lot of this stuff. Let's just take a quick look. We got 18 minutes left. Let's see how everybody's doing. SNDL is still bouncing between $1.05, $1.06. Tilray coming back a bit. Might end up in the green, down 0.6%. AMC still up 10%, looking good to the ape army. GME up 5%, BlackBerry up 2.5%. We got our Wish down 6.6%. Virgin Galactic down 1.3%. It's just holding that $35-ish support line really well. Used to be resistance, turned into support now. We got our CLF is up 6%. Clean Energy Fuels, CLNE is down 2%. AEMD down 8.5%, which was well deserved. They went up 400% in one day. That stock is consolidating. Still up over 3 times what they were at the start. On Track is down 4%. We got our Clove. This was the one they did a nice squeeze on here at Tuesday's open. Blasted them up 80%. Got a few short covers in there. And then that day I would have taken my profits out right in there, because it's just kind of, it's losing momentum now, losing interest. They already got the short, so now it's, kind of down around $15, up 4.7% for the day. Zom down 0.2%, Nokia down around 1%, and Fin, we are up 2.5%. We got our SNDL. Have you invested in any cryptocurrency? This is one of my favorite questions. I get so many people approach me, talk to me at work, trading, whatever, whichever, and they're always asking me, do you invest in cryptocurrency? I do not, and I cannot get a handle on cryptocurrencies. If you did invest in cryptocurrencies in the last however many years, you'd make a killing. It's excellent from a day trading or from a swing trading, from a buying and selling perspective. But for me, if I can't, get my oil changed with cryptocurrency, or I can't, use it at the grocery store, then it's not a means of exchange. And if it's not a means of exchange, then how can I use it for exchange? I think most people, especially Bitcoin, were using it as a store of wealth. So instead of buying gold and silver or keeping your money in the bank, they were buying Bitcoin as a store of wealth. But Bitcoin's greatest challenge is its own success. The more that cryptocurrency does, the better it is. The more people put money into it, the more acceptable it is, the worse it is. Because the whole point of it is it's decentralized and you can't tax it. So imagine a world where all of a sudden, the United States switched to Bitcoin, and you could buy, a sandwich from your local sandwich shop with Bitcoin, or you could buy a car with Bitcoin. The government needs that tax revenue. They need to be able to pay for schools, for police, for fire departments, for roads, for all these things. So if Bitcoin became that successful, its success would be its greatest downfall, because the government would say, whoa, you're sending your kids to school, we need to pay those teachers. If you're using Bitcoin and we can't tax it, then we're not generating revenue. So I don't see how, the big governments like the United States, like El Salvador, legalized Bitcoin as legal tender yesterday, I believe. And like I could never see the U.S. doing something like that unless they could tax it. Now, overall, I think that cryptocurrency, a digital currency will eventually be in use. Like we're kind of going that way, but the U.S. doesn't really want that either unless they can control it, because the U.S. is the Federal Reserve currency. So if you're in China and you want to buy something from Japan or from Europe or from another country, you can pay in U.S. dollars for that good or service. Now, if we all of a sudden adopted, one unilateral cryptocurrency to use as an exchange, well, now the U.S. doesn't have that Federal Reserve currency anymore, and the way that they're printing and printing and printing money, it's just going to inflate it. It's just going to keep inflating. The only reason they're staying up during this massive printing is because they're the Federal Reserve currency. If they lose that and keep printing money, they're going to turn into Germany, post World War II, and they're going to be walking around in wheelbarrows with their money because nobody's going to want it. Because if you just print endless money, it doesn't have value. So I don't think the U.S. would ever legally allow Bitcoin to be used as exchange. Like the IRS would just be banging on every business's door. So I don't see that happening. Eventually, I do see like a global cryptocurrency, but I can't see, like one currency that can't be taxed taking over. Crypto is taxable. I had to disclose my crypto holdings and trades when I filed my taxes this year. Yeah, if you trade cryptocurrency and you get capital gains off of those trades, absolutely, you can be taxed on that, because your gains will more than likely or should go through a registered account. So you're going to get taxed on that cryptocurrency. But if you went out and you say you bought $1,000 worth of cryptocurrency, and then you went and you bought your groceries, well, maybe groceries is a bad example. You went to a store. I'm trying to think of like a tax, because groceries aren't taxed. But if you went to a regular store and you spent that $1,000, well, that store can just take the 1,000 cryptocurrency. They don't have to be like, oh, sorry, your bill is $1,000 plus $70 in tax, so you need to put in another 70 crypto. They would just be like, no, we'll just take the 1,000. Don't worry about it. There's no tax. So I think it's that aspect that can't be taxed right now, or just buying these goods and services. Or if you go for a massage and you pay in cryptocurrency, well, they don't have to charge you tax. They can just be like, yeah, just give me the crypto. That's fine. Don't worry about anything else. So yeah, capital gains. Any crypto, any stock. I have somebody that does the Forex exchange and swears by it. Even though it's an unregistered account that he puts the money in, and they trade that money and he makes a little bit of money, when he goes to take that money out, it goes through a registered account. And from the registered account, it goes into his bank. So the government can see, oh, wait a minute, you got some money here. This is some profits. And then it went into your bank account. We're going to tax that. So in that sense, trading cryptocurrency, yes, they can tax you, because they're seeing a certain amount of money go in and then more money come out. So that capital gain is taxable. So that part, yeah, they can tax that all they want. But if everybody is just buying everything off everybody for crypto, if somebody buys my car, I'm not going to charge them tax, right? Just be like, oh, just send me the crypto, don't worry about it. So I think that's what the governments are most afraid of. That's a really good question there, PGO Pal 6. All right, let's see. So SNDL, we still got some pretty good buy pressure here. 7,640 buy orders to 3,476 sell orders. My chart's gone a little wonky. Just picture all these being red and green. We're pretty much just barcoding at $1.05, $1.06. We had a large volume spike just around the start of power hour that dropped us down to $1.05, $1.06. So we're trying to keep it going. If you guys liked the video, please feel free to hit the like button and subscribe if you want. It just helps me with the YouTube algorithm to try and get my channel out there and try and get stocks like SNDL more exposure, right? We want to try and get more people interested in the stock, more people buying the stock. more people, more volume, we go up, right? So it just helps kind of get things going. I try not to just talk about like AMC and GME all day long, like a lot of the streaming channels. I try and diversify a little bit in some of these other stocks, and then pull up other things as well. Let's just take a quick look here how we're doing. So SNDL are up, bouncing around 2%, 3% up. Tilray is it's fighting to try and get into that green. Still down 0.8%. AMC, they're coming down a little bit, but they're still up a little over 10%. GME is still doing a nice uptrend there, up 4.46%. We got our BlackBerry up 1.6, Wish down 6.5%. SPCE, my long-term favorite, we've broken up over that $35 range again. Still down 1% for the day. CLF up 6.3%. Clean Energy down 2%. AEMD, it's just going to keep sinking down. It's down 6.5%. On Track down 4%. Cloves up 4.5%. ZOM down 0.2%. They haven't really been moving at all. They got like very low volume as well. Nokia down 0.74%, low volume, and Fin low volume up 2%. MBII is one I'm also tracking. Yeah, let's take a look at MBII. See what we got going here. Marone Bio Innovation, sounds like a bio company. All right, that's not too bad for the day, up 4%. What do these guys do? Develops, produces, and promotes biological products for pest management, plant nutrition, and plant health in the United States and internationally. Its products include Emergen, Foramin ST, Passeter, UBP, and UBPST for increasing crop yield, health, and quality. Okay, so it's producing agricultural inputs. There we go. There's their industry, kind of basic materials. Full-time employees, 145%. Look at some of the catalysts for the company. Some news 8 days ago. Partners with ATP Nutrition to distribute. Reports Q1 losses. Look at their revenue is going up each year. Earnings, taking a loss on earnings. I'm guessing they're maybe in like a research development kind of phase. Earnings, obviously being down 1 year 37 million, then down 20 million with revenue increase is nice. Hitting most of their estimates. Put SPCE, please. Absolutely. Let's take a look back at SPCE, which is in my main view repost edits. SPCE, we dipped under that $35 support and we came back. We're sitting at $35.08 right now. SPCE is my favorite long-term hold. I have about 2,000 shares in SPCE. I got 160 shares of that as in my trading fund. I bought them in at $16.51. I got in just before the test flight announcement. I got a little information that gave me a heads up before they actually announced that test flight, and I just loaded the train and got in there. So I've more than doubled my initial investment there. SPCE has been dropped down a little bit yesterday, and then kind of came back a bit, and then today I wouldn't doubt if we close in the green now that we've come back over that $35 mark there. We'll see how that goes. SNDL, look at this, 27,000 buy orders to 6,500 sell orders. We could push this back up to $1.06, $1.07. We could have a little tiny breakout at the end of the day and break our curse lately, because lately we've just been barcoding and then dropping down at the end of the day. That is huge buy pressure right now for SNDL to come up around $1.05, or to come up past $1.05, $1.06. RSI is sitting pretty much in the middle, around 50%. Come on, let's make this happen. That is a lot of buy orders. I haven't seen that many buy orders since we had like half a billion volume running around. That could be an institution. That could be a big trader looking to swing it overnight or over the next few days. 25,000. And then we got 6,600 sell orders. Just hiding scared in the corner, trying to hold on. Oh, come on. We got 4 minutes left. I would like to see one green breakout for SNDL. Just one day where we barcode and then we have a nice little breakout. Give us a nice indicator that, you know, Monday's gonna have green skies for us. Now, some of those buy orders getting eaten up. Still over 25,000. Just fighting. SPCE still just fighting around that $35 range. 3 minutes to go. Come on, SNDL. Is knock a meme stock? I have it in my list of well, not necessarily meme stocks, but I mean, like, Nokia is a long established a company. Oh, thanks, Repost Edits. Really appreciate the subscribe there. Trying to get the channel out. Nokia's like been around for a long time, so I wouldn't really consider it a meme stock. Just like Wendy's. Like Wendy's, people piled into Wendy's because of tendies and chicken tendies, and then we're like, oh, Wendy's is the next meme stock. Like, Wendy's is a well-established business that's growing every year. That, you know, they opened up stores in the UK this week. You know, I don't think just because a bunch of people invest in a stock makes it a meme stock. But look at this. We're going to break past $1.05, $1.06. 1,200 sell orders. 22,000 buy orders. We're going. Come on, $1.06, $1.07. Never been so excited on making one extra penny on a stock, but we're going to do it. We're going to break those sell orders. They're just shrinking. 600. Oh, $5.99. Come on, 500. As soon as those sell orders break, buy orders shift over, pop into $1.06, and then you get some sell orders at $1.07 being your resistance line. Oh, 700 sell orders. Come on, break them. You got 2 minutes left. Break this $1.06. Keep it going. Oh man, just fighting. Come on, we can do it. I wish I had more. I got 81 bucks buying power right now, or I'd buy another, you know, few hundred shares if I could, just to try and just give it that little tap. You know, every little bit helps. 1 minute to go. SPCE still holding over 35 bucks, holding the line. SNDL, they're just, oh man, I bet that's going to spill over into the post market there, and we're going to see a little bit of green in the post market because there's so much buy pressure. 22,000 buy orders, 1,600 sell orders. Well, sell orders going up a little bit. It might just be stuck at $1.05, $1.06. We'll see how we end here. Just seconds left. Just giving her final seconds. I'm gonna be curious to see how the post market goes. We'll go a little bit into post market once the markets close here, and we'll see how a lot of these stocks are doing after the bell. There we go. 4 o'clock New York time. Or yeah, 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock my time. It looks like ended at $1.05. It's got a few more orders kind of trickling in near the end of the day, but $1.05, $1.06. You know what? Up 2% for the day. I'll take a green day. Not as much as we wanted, but you know what? Every green day helps. SPCE ended at 35.10. Let's take a quick look at all of our stocks here. See where we're going. Yeah, like I said, SNDL after hours $1.06. Hopefully that jumps up to $1.07. So we ended at $1.05. Post market we're up 1 cent. Tilray we ended at $19.90. Post market we're already up 3%. AMC closed at 47.26. Oh, there we go. Updated 49.30. Up 15%. Wow, nice push at the end of the day by AMC. Trying to get that $50. It didn't quite get there, but who knows what Monday will bring. So they're up pretty good. GME closed up 5.74%. After hours up almost 1%. BlackBerry up 2%. After hours down
0.3 so far. Wish just sitting at $10. That's their happy spot. Closed at 10. After hours at 10. SPCE held at $35, down 1%, up 0.11% in the after hours. CLF up 2.43% to 24.44, down just a little bit. Oh, now we're up a little bit after hours. Let's check our clean energy, down 1.73% and down 0.65 in after hours. AEMD is down 6%. On track down 3.7% for the day, up a little bit aftermarket. Clove ended up 5%, down a little bit in the aftermarket. Zong they just can't hold on to that dollar. This is a stock that's in a bit of threat of getting delisted starting on Thursday and kind of going sideways. Nokia down 0.74. Let's update. Nokia down 0.18 and down a bit more in the after hours. Fin up 2.2, up a little bit in the after hours, and then one of our gentlemen here brought up NBI, had a pretty nice day, up 4.2%, above average volume. Nice trading day for them. Let's take a look at our SNDL. See, that was that huge buy pressure. Got up to $1.07 now after hours. So if we can hold that $1.07 in the after hours, it's a good little indicator for Monday that we might have a nice little gap up, which we usually have a gap up with SNDL, like every morning. Gap up, like 9 out of 10 mornings. We've had one where it gapped down. Looking good. Hopefully they release some news. Some news would be nice. Some press releases, news, anything. Who knows? Maybe their PR team will have the weekend to kind of see how things are going. All right. So let's go into your question a little more there. Repost edits. Nokia. I don't think Nokia counts as a meme stock. Like a lot of these stocks were well-established businesses, and then people just put money in, like Wendy's, and call it a meme stock. Nokia is a big company. They've been around, since 94? Yeah, since 1994. If for a bunch of people just to shove some money in and call it a meme stock, I don't think Nokia is a meme stock. No, same with Wendy's. Wendy's isn't a meme stock. It's a well-established company. AMC and GME, they had reasons. They had reasons it became a meme stock, right? It was only around $5, $3. And then it was heavily shorted, and people wanted to do a short squeeze, so they pumped all this money in. You don't buy shares of AMC at $50 and hope to, make fundamental money. You're not like, oh, maybe these guys will pay a $10 a quarter dividend, or they'll have this massive profits, and my $50 will go to $100, right? There's no fundamental reason for a stock like for people to buy a stock like AMC. I think that's what makes it a meme stock, is that it doesn't match up, its price doesn't match up with its fundamentals. Like at $50, it would take you like your entire lifetime to make that money back. Like look at their analyst estimates, $525. Like I said, I bought in at $550 and sold at $770. And I got in at February around $550, and then somewhere in here they announced that they'd open the theaters again. I think it was the second wave of the pandemic. They just said we're looking to reopen the theaters on this date, and that announcement was a good catalyst, brought the stock up. I sold, I made my money. But then, as it became a meme stock, people just piled in, right? You can see huge volume on the bottom here. People piled in, shot the stock up. At one point, it broke $70 during the day, and that's a meme stock. A meme stock to me is a stock where the price does not match the fundamental value of the company. And if you get enough buyers, you can take any stock and drive the price up, right? It's like slushies. If all of a sudden somebody said slushies cure cancer, well, everybody would run to the gas station and buy slushies. And whoever was selling those slushies, if they wanted, they could increase the price and keep increasing the price, right? So if you have a small supply and this huge demand, well, you're going to push prices up, and that's what makes a meme stock. Even BlackBerry was $8, $9. and then just got this huge kind of push up by the meme community. But BlackBerry's a long-established company, but its price is still trading at twice its value. You know, it value-wise, it deserves to be around high sevens, you know, to mid 850s. So it's hard to say with the whole meme stock thing. You know, what's feasible, what's reasonable, and what's not, because you know, like with Clove, a pile of people just all of a sudden put all this money in. Like Clove was like, oh, these guys are heavily shorted, let's squeeze them, and then Tuesday morning, just this massive buying frenzy. You can see the volume here, just blasted up. So all these shorts that are betting on the stock to go down just got all this influx of buy orders, and then they're going up and up and up. They start covering, they start selling, pushes the stock up more. And it was just a quick in and out, short squeeze, get the money, get out. Gotta go get a slushy now. Great stream, see you Monday. Yeah, thanks Michael. We got sugar-free slushies now at the gas station, which is good because I've been trying to cut down on bread and sugar and whatnot. So if you can get a good sugar-free slushie, it tastes the same and doesn't have quite as much health concerns, I guess we'll put it that way. All right, yeah, we're looking good. Anybody have any other questions or stocks they want to look over in the post market here? We can go over AMC, GME. Yeah. The only problem is that the sugar-free one, they only have it in blue right now, so I can't get like a red one or a white one or anything like that. So I'm stuck with a blue sugar-free slushie. Yeah, if you guys like the stream, please drop me a like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you want to see me again, hit that subscribe button. My goal is to get 2,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched hours. Try and get the stream a little more off its feet. Eventually, I'd love to do this full time. Like all of my textbook education is in finances and trading and whatnot. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time I can see you. All right.